Hello, good morning and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be looking at list or groupings in Power BI. So when we say list is simply kind of groupings in Power BI. So a scenario is like, let's say you work with a manufacturing company, all right, and this manufacturing company manufactures and distributes products all over the world, or they distribute products globally. Okay, and so once you manufacture the products and distribute the products, it goes to different countries. Okay, it goes to different countries. So countries like Germany, Ghana, United States, UK. All right, so these products go there. Now when these products go there, let's say Ghana, for example, when the products are distributed to Ghana, it's also further distributed into other places. All right, and so in Ghana, the products can be sent to places like Kumasi, Tamale, Tama, Ada, Volta region. In cases whereby the products are distributed to the United States, you'll find these products go to places like maybe Los Angeles, Virginia, Maryland, Las Vegas, and all of those places. Okay, and so at the end of the year or after a timeline period, your manager or boss comes around and you work as a data analyst. Okay, and it's like, all right, so we want to know how this particular product performed in each of the regions or in each of these countries. Okay, so that's what your manager wants, and we are like, well, that is fine. So you take your data set, you do everything that you're supposed to do as a data analyst. You collect the data, you collect it from the various sources to your main source where you'll be doing your analysis. You then go ahead and then you transform the data. You do your data cleaning and transformation, which we talked about in Power BI. If you've not seen that, kindly go to my playlist and then check it out where I talk about data cleaning in Power BI. I have the part 1 and part 2. All right. Now, before I continue, I'd like to say if you're a new subscriber, if you're a new viewer, do well to like and subscribe if you enjoy this channel. If you're a returning subscriber, hey, I want to say the love is still deep. Now, let's continue. And so your manager comes in and tells you that, all right, so we want to make an analysis based on how this product or this particular item performed across the various regions. Okay, and so like I said, you collect your data, you do your transformation and all of that, you do your analysis, you perform a magnificent analysis on the data set, and then you come up with a visualization to communicate your findings and all of that. So once you are done, the D-Day is up, and you need to now take your managers, stakeholders, take them through what your analysis found. All right, and so you start doing that, and then you realize at a certain point in time, your manager or the stakeholders keep asking you a particular question, just one particular question. This particular place, Ada, where can we find Ada? In which country? All right, or Accra, where is Accra located? Or Tama, where is Tama located? All right, and so during your analysis, you get questions that your managers want to know based on where these places are located. All right, and now at this particular point, that is when you realize that your analysis or the work that you've done was a little bit of a mess, because as a data analyst, your analysis should be able to communicate by itself. And so once questions like this start coming up, or your manager keeps throwing questions like this at you feel that you should have done a little better, and in doing so, that is when the list comes in. Now, before I even continue, I need to understand something, that there are two main functions with this, with regards to groupings. We have the list and we have the bins. And in this day's section, or in this video, we are only looking at the list. We'll look at the bins another time. All right. Now, the main difference between the list and the bin is that the list looks at columns that are text columns, whereas the bin looks at numeric columns. Okay, now what do I mean by text columns, or what do I mean by numeric columns? Now, when you have a data set like so, like I have here on my screen, you realize that we have columns like full name, department, geography, these are text columns. Why are they text columns? They are text columns because the items that are found in each column are text forms. You don't find numeric items in any of these columns. The items in there are of text format, all right? And so we see they are text columns. However, columns like date, age, salary, bonus, and total amount, we use the bin because the bin focuses on date and numeric columns. Okay, so the bin looks at dates and numeric columns, whereas the list looks at text columns specifically. And so if you want to group any item under a text column, you go with what we call the list. And if you want to group items under numeric columns, you go with what we call what? The bin. All right, now we look at the bin in another video. This morning I want to make this quick, and so we are only talking about the list. All right, so we have a data set like so, and just as the example that I gave, this is a geographic column. And when you look under this column, you can see that we have San Francisco, Los Angeles, we have Accra, Ada, Vegas, New York, etc. All right. And so your manager wants to know, how can we group this so that anyone that takes this data set is able to identify and know that this particular place is located in the United States. This particular place is located in Ghana. This particular place is located in Nigeria, etc. Okay, and I'm saying that we can use the list to group these items under this column to make it easy for anyone that takes up this data set to know what we are talking about. The list doesn't only work with geography, it can also work with the department and the full name, depending on what actually you are looking at and what your objective is for that particular data set. All right, but just to keep this in mind, you should know that the list helps you in grouping items under a column. That is it. You can also use the if function. Looking at this, you realize that it's somehow similar to the if function, but there's a twist to it. The if function uses a formula, and the formula sometimes can get a little messy. And so the list is used to summarize this in an easier way. Okay, so that going through that process of using the if function is bypassed. When it comes to groupings. All right, and so let's jump in. Let me show you how the list function works. So like I said, we have this data set. Now there are three main ways to set up the list box. All right, one is to go right to the column. So normally this is going to be the dashboard. All right, this is going to be your dashboard where you go into Power BI, you upload your data set and all of that. This is going to be the interface, the report view. This is going to be the interface. And so you can start from here, and what you can do is that you can come right here and then choose whichever column that you want to be grouping. All right, but I don't really like to use this format because it can get a little complicating, and so I prefer you go to the table view where you have a general overview of your table, the columns and all the items that are in there. All right, and so once you see this, now you're able to say that, okay, so which column am I working with, and then you can select from here. Now the first way to do this is that you can go to that particular column, right click on the column, and then you come to new group. So clicking on new group is going to take you to the list box. So this is the list box. This is how the list is supposed to appear as. All right, so that is the first way to go into the list box. The second way is to come right here, right click on the particular column as well, and you also can go to new group. All right, and you are going to see the same thing. And the third way is to click on these three dots. Once you click on it, more options, you have the option to go to new group. So you can choose any of these three ways to go into your list box. All right, it doesn't matter, they all are going to lead you to the same destination, and they all work perfectly fine. All right, and so in this scenario, I'm going to right click on this and geography, and then I'm going to go to new group. Now once you come here, this is a box. You can change the title however way you want. All right, so I'm going to say geography groupings and then enter. Now once I do this, I'm going to group my items based on how I want to group them. All right, and so I have Accra, Ada, Los Angeles, New Jersey, New York, San Francisco, and Vegas. So these are the unique items, okay, that can be found under that particular column. These are the unique items, and so based on the unique items, I'm going to say, all right, so I know Accra and Ada are from Ghana, and so I know Accra and Ada are places in Ghana. Whereas places like Los Angeles, New Jersey, New York, San Francisco, and Vegas are places in the United States. All right, and so I'm going to group this in such a way that anyone that looks at the data set, whether the person is familiar with the places or not, will be able to tell that, okay, so this place is found in this particular country, and this place is found in this particular country. All right, and so that's what we are doing. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to click on the items that I want to group as one, and then I'm going to name them, and then I'm going to group the other items, and then I'm going to name them. So Accra and then Ada. How do you do this? You can't just select all. So once you click on one, you hold down on the control key on your keypad, then you select the other one. All right, so that's how you select them. You select the first one, hold down the control key, and then you select the other one. And so I've selected Accra and Ada, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say group. So once I group, it shows here. Then I'm going to change the title because now it's Accra and Ada. So I'm going to change the title to how I want it to be. And I'm going to say these are places in Ghana. All right. And then hit on enter. So it's changed the title to places in Ghana. And places in Ghana, under that we have Accra and we have Ada. Then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to select the remaining and group them also as one as places in the United States. All right. And so I'm going to click on this, hold down control, go to the next one, hold down control, the next one. So that's how I'm going to do, like so. And I'm going to select all of them. All right. Once I'm done, I'm going to go to group again. And I'm going to change this and I'm going to say places in the United States. All right, once I'm done, I'm going to hit on enter again, and now you can see that it's grouped them according to how I want them to group. So now I have places in Ghana as one, and I have places in the United States as one. Now if you want to ungroup, maybe you made a mistake or something, you can just go to ungroup and you have the option to ungroup and then reselect. All right, so that's what we have here, and that's what it all means. Okay, so now once you're okay, you know that everything is set and everything is okay for you to proceed. You click on OK, and what's it going to do? It's going to populate it in a new column based on how you name that particular column. So my column name, geographic groupings, and you have the groups there. All right, and it shows you that places, it shows two distinct values, places in Ghana and places in the United States, just as I named them in my groupings. So that when you come here and you say, all right, when I look at this particular geography, Accra is found in Ghana, it's a place in Ghana, and Ada is a place in Ghana as well, and then the remaining are placed in the United States. So your manager sees this and he doesn't call to ask questions because now you've made everything clear from the onset, from the beginning, that when you say this, this is what it means, and then when you say this particular place, this is where this place is located, and this makes it easy and simple for anyone that is the data set to understand and to know what you are talking about. All right, and so yes, we are going to end our session here, and in the next one we are going to be looking at bins. I hope to see you in the next video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and if there are any problems, any questions that you want to leave behind, be sure to leave them in the comment section below. I'll be sure to look at and attend to. See you in the next one. Bye.